Okay, y'all, let's make an ornament with the beads in a bow. So you're going to start with your round. I've already pressed my design on it. This is in my shop. You can grab that in the link below. You're going to need a string of twine or jute string. I am using this all natural polished hemp. It's a number 20, 91.4 millimeters. I believe that I got this from Walmart, but I've had it for a long time, so don't quote me on that. Then I have my 3 beads here that I'm wanting to use. That one rolled away there on me. These beads came from Hobby Lobby, but Amazon and Missy at my Sublimation Superstore has some great beads as well. These are just the bubblegum bead kits. They're kind of expensive from Hobby Lobby, but that's all I could get my hands on at the time. And then these elastic rubber bands, I prefer the clear. I got these from the Dollar Tree, but you can also get them from Walmart or wherever you can get hair accessories. So you're gonna need one of those. Take your hemp string or your twine, jute, whatever you want to call it, and you're gonna thread it through your ornament like so. And then you're gonna take both ends and you're gonna feed your beads through the ends. You can use tape if you're having trouble getting those through there. And then you're going to slide it down all the way to the bottom of the ornament. And then you're just going to feed your beads on there in the pattern that you want them. Slide it all the way down. Okay, so now that you have, swing it away. Now that you have all 3 beads there, you're going to tie a knot right here, but not just a regular knot. So let me show you because it's hard to explain. So you're gonna wrap your string around as if you were going to tie a knot there, but you're going to not pull it all the way through. Just slide your knot all the way down and keep this as a loop. So you're making the hanger here versus the other way around. And so here you're gonna have a little bit of tail of your knot. Just make sure that's at the bottom. So it slid out there. See how it slid through my fingers and got kind of short? You can just grab that and pull it back through. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to tie a knot on this side of the knot that I've already created. I'm going to push it through here just for stability to keep it there. And don't worry about what your knot looks like. We're going to cover that with a bow. And so you're just going to tie that knot right there, and that's going to keep it snug and keep this from coming loose. And then you're going to cut your excess off here. Cut that off. And again, don't worry about what this knot looks like. We're going to cover that with a bow. I love the way that this looks with the double string. You may not. I don't know. That's personal preference. But this is how I do them. Everyone does them differently. So next up is the bow. I have this wired floral ribbon. I believe I got this from Walmart as well. Not sure. Probably came from Walmart or Hobby Lobby. I just have a row of ribbon that I keep handy. So you're going to take your ribbon and just get enough slack here to work with. And then you're just going to make like a ribbon shape, like an awareness ribbon. So see here, and both of the right sides are facing towards me. Okay, and then you're going to take it and you're just going to pinch these down, and then take your top and pinch it down, just kind of accordion it down to the middle. Now stick with me because I know this doesn't look like a bow, but we're going to get there. Sorry, I bumped the camera. Then you're going to take your elastic here, your hair elastic, and you're going to stick it in the middle here, and you're just going to ponytail that in there, for lack of a better term or explanation. I'm going to wrap mine. I think twice is going to be plenty. I know, it doesn't look like a bow, but stick with me. I promise it will in the end. Okay, so then you're going to make sure your elastic is in the middle. To move that around. And then you can make your bow pretty. You just kind of, this is where the wire ribbon comes in handy. I prefer working with the wire ribbon. It makes the bows stand up better and stay fuller. And we're going to cover this elastic, so don't worry about that. So now I'm going to cut it from my ribbon spool. just going to cut that off about there. And then you're going to take a little piece of this, about yay big, and this is what's going to cover your elastic. Your elastic is clear. If you prefer to leave it like this, that's fine. You can't really see it, and you can kind of cover it up here, and it's not really even that noticeable, but I'm going to cover mine. So I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to grab my lighter and come in and heat these edges here to keep this ribbon from fraying. There we go. Just going to do the edges here, turn it around and do this edge. And burn this one a little bit more just to get it even with the rest of it. Doesn't really matter, it's going to be hid, but okay. Now that we have that, it's going to go in the middle here, but first we're going to take our bow and do our ends. So there's two ways you can do it. You can do the little V cut, or you can do a diagonal cut. I am going to do a V cut for this one, and so I'm just going to fold my ends together here like so, and then I'm just going to take from the corners up and cut that off. Put that little guy off there too. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing over here. Fold our ends together, and I'm going to try to get the same angle that I got on that other one, just so they look symmetrical, and they do. So now I'm going to burn these to keep these from fraying. And now we're going to take our bow and flip it upside down, and our ornament, flip it upside down, and we're going to lay that knot that I was telling you about that we're going to cover up right here. We're going to lay it right here on that elastic ponytail holder. Take your glue gun and give it just a little dot right there. Okay, and then we're going to stick that knot in that glue. We're going to let that dry. Okay, and now you're going to take your middle piece that we burned the edges of, and you're going to lay it on top of this on the front of your bow and flip it back over. Pull your middle piece between your bow legs, as I'm going to call them, and take this bottom piece, and we're going to put some glue here, and we're going to glue it right there on top of that knot. Okay, I have to hold it down for a minute. Okay, and then I pulled that one on this side, so I'm going to pull the top of that middle piece on the opposite side, and I'm going to fold my wire in half just to keep it from being so bulky. And then I'm going to glue it right on top of that piece that we just glued down. Ooh, I probably didn't need that much hot glue, but we got it, so we're working with it. Just kind of get that in there. Ow, that's hot. Okay, and then we can clear off any of the stragglers of the hot glue. And now we have a beautiful ornament, and increases the value of your sublimation room. So there's that. And then the next step, I personally hate whenever I hang an ornament or something up and it turns like that, or the bow, I look over and this is backwards, or the bow is backwards. So this step is very optional. I do it with mine just because I have OCD. I'm going to go in and I'm going to add just a little bit of hot glue on the bottom of this bead, and then I'm going to do some there, and then I'm going to do some right there. I mean right there on the bead. I'm going to glue the bow to the bead. So it takes very little. I try to do as little glue as possible to keep it from being seen. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing in here. Let's turn that one around, because I got some glue on the bead there. And I love how forgiving hot glue is. You can always just pick it off. Don't think I got enough up under it. Let's try that again. There we go. Let that dry, and then you're going to move on to the next one, which in my case is between the red and the black. I'm just going to add a little bit. My glue is carrying my paper. Okay, right in here on top of that red one, and then we're going to stick that black one right on top of it. This will just kind of hold them in place and keep the bow from turning backwards with the round on the bottom. Okay, and then the white one. And then we're going to take the bow and make sure your bow is facing forward, so you're gluing it the correct way. I'm just going to glue that right on top of there. If you're doing like the car charms, I would make sure you do this, because they like to turn a lot with the movement of the vehicle. And obviously if you're making a car charm, you want to make this part a lot bigger, so it fits around the rear view mirror. And there we have our beautiful Christmas ornament. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like to do all things crafting, and come check us out. I'll put all the links that I have in the bio for the supplies.